Well, folks, just wanted to bring you a quick video. We did get what might be a big update overnight in the ceasefire in the Hamas-Israel war. Now, before we get into it, if you're new here, drop down below, hit that subscribe button, make sure you never miss another video from us again. So, overnight, we got some news, because obviously a couple days ago, Hamas announced that they would not be releasing any more hostages that were supposed to be released in the ceasefire deal that was negotiated, really brokered between Israel, Qatar in the United States, and Hamas and Israel. They were able to broker this peace deal back in, I believe it was a couple days before Trump became president. So it was a 6-week ceasefire. It was a multiple phase approach to the ceasefire. So it started with a 6-week ceasefire. They would exchange prisoners and hostages. Israel would allow humanitarian aid into Gaza, and then a permanent ceasefire. Israel would withdraw troops out of the Gaza Strip, and then eventually some type of reconstruction process would come out of that. Well, about a week ago, or a couple days ago, they had announced, Hamas had announced that they would not be releasing any more hostages, really citing that Israel had violated the ceasefire. Now, there's been claims of violations of the ceasefire on both sides, and even the United States had to step in, and President Trump had to step in, and really figure out what are we going to do in this situation here. You can't negotiate with terrorists. You can't. You can't. What are we supposed to do with these terrorists who have really taken over the Gaza Strip? And I just don't see it realistically. I don't see a two-state solution going forward. And President Trump even had to come out and say, and this was, 2 days ago, basically saying that if Hamas doesn't release these prisoners or these hostages by Saturday at 12:01 a.m., there's going to be all hell to pay. So let's take a listen here.
When you say all hell is going to break loose, are you speaking about retaliation from
You'll
Israel?
find out,
Okay.
and they'll find out too. Hamas will find out what I mean.
Mr. President,
They're going to find out what I mean. These are sick people, and they'll.
You know, isn't it nice to have a president back who's going to stand up for what we believe in? He's not going to say, don't. He's going to say, you're going to find, there's going to be all hell to pay, all hell's going to break loose, and you're going to find out. That seems to be Trump's foreign policy. F around and find out. That's just what it is in the new Trump administration, and it is absolutely great. But Hamas has signaled at this point that they're going to be releasing more hostages. You know, obviously, it's a sign that there's some diplomatic process that is occurring here. But I think overall there should be major concern about this, because ultimately we're negotiating with terrorists at the end of the day. Now, Israel has not come out, made really any statement on this. And Hamas came out and said that they will be returning these hostages, and it'll just depend on Israel upholding its end of the deal, which, you know, here's my thing. You either do what we tell you to do, or we're going to come in there and we're going to turn every one of you Hamas terrorists and supporters into dust. That's what I think. I may be a little too hawkish on that, and by when I say us, I don't mean the United States, I mean Israel. The U.S. is just going to let Israel do what it needs to do. Israel has the strongest military in all of the Middle East. They have the most technologically advanced military systems relative to any other country in the Middle East. So I have no fear that Israel will be able to take care of the job. But here's the thing, is that when Hamas, they realize that the leverage that they have here is in these hostages, and that Israel may just wipe them out if they give up these hostages. So I'm not fully convinced. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm just not bought in, because we've kind of teetered back and forth on this before. Oh, they're going to be released. They're not going to be released. They're going to be released. So I'm just not going to fully bite on this, but it is big news that they are that they're saying they're going to do this, but also it's kind of with a little asterisk there. Hey, if Israel does X, Y, Z, we're letting in tons of humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip, and they claim that it needs to be more. But ultimately, why are we giving aid to a bunch of terrorists and terrorist sympathizers? You release the hostages, and we don't absolutely destroy your entire country and turn it into rubble, which it already is rubble, but we're going to turn that rubble into dust. And the part that I don't like about this is we're going to get 33 hostages back, and we have in Israel, they have to release 1,500 Palestinian prisoners. I just don't, obviously I want these 33 people back. And if that means we have to release the 1,500, I guess it is what it is. But it just doesn't sit right with me. But I guess if we get these hostages back and then we go in and we absolutely pummel Hamas in Gaza, even better. But the longevity of this ceasefire is all going to be really dependent on whether Hamas releases these terrorists or not. Not terrorists, these hostages or not. That's the only way that we're going to see this move forward is if Hamas releases these people, because that is what this is teetering on here. And if they don't, Israel needs to go in. They need to absolutely destroy every person who is a Hamas terrorist and every Hamas sympathizer. Imprison them. Do whatever they got to do. That's where I'm at. Hamas, you're the terrorist. You lost. You hold up your end of the bargain now. You'll be lucky if we allow you guys to take refuge in other countries while these Arab countries decide to rebuild the Gaza Strip. And obviously Trump has been, and of course the New York Times says that Trump is further complicating it. No, Trump is cementing that we're going to absolutely annihilate you if you don't do exactly what the hell we tell you to do. That's what when you're the superpower in the world. And Hamas, they lost. They lost the war. Let's not forget that. Hamas did not win this war. Israel won this war. Hamas lost. Hamas does not get to dictate what happens from now on. And Israel has said they will continue this until Hamas is conclusively defeated. President Trump is not complicating it. President Trump is laminating exactly what the hell we're going to do if they don't do what we tell them to do. That's what Trump is here to do. And I couldn't be happier with the Trump administration's approach to Israel at this point right now. So we're going to see how this all plays out. I'm really interested to see what happens on Saturday. It could be good. It may not be. But ultimately, here's a little update for you guys about what's going on with the Hamas-Israel war, the ceasefire, and we might be seeing some of these hostages released on Saturday. We'll wait and see. We're going to see if all hell's going to break loose. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. But as always, hit that like, share, and subscribe. And until next time.